Folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Yes, we're spending a lot of time this morning about the State of the Union last night. And if you have a favorite line or something that the president said you disagree with, the $1.5 trillion infrastructure initiative bill that he wants to get passed, the immigration. If you disagree with something, let me know. But we want to know what your favorite line is, and that's what we're breaking down this morning. Now, I told you before we went to break, I wanted to change the tone. And the reason I wanted to change the tone is I like to have fun. I like to cut up, and have fun. But I'm changing the tone, and I actually am hoping I can get through this segment. Because if you're new to the show, I break things down when I watch things. I break down sentences, I break down the words, and I just really do. I chop things up. Now exactly. My English teacher in the 10th grade. Still, Mr. Coons wishes today that when we were dissecting and diagramming and dissecting a sentence and we were finding prepositions and all that happy stuff that they do, he's still wishing that I broke down sentences in the 10th grade as well as I like to break them down now for the meeting. So I'm just telling you that didn't go well in the 10th grade. Americans are dreamers too. Social media is lit up. America is dreamers too. Our kids, they're our kids. And the Democrats do not want to help. There's two things I want to take away from this. One, the Democrats do not want to solve DACA. Okay? Now, some of you that feel that giving them a pathway to citizenship, okay, over a period of 12 years is not solving DACA, it's amnesty, and, that's wrong. So there's an argument on the solution. There's an argument on the solution. But I will guarantee you, and I will look into this camera and tell you directly, there's no argument whatsoever with the President of the United States that he will solve it. And if it's not solved, it will not be because of him. It will be because of the Democrats, because they don't want it solved. Now, every day we come on here, we're not going to take our time up with this, and we talk about the mess, the disaster that was laid on the desk of the Oval Office, okay? All right. When the president took office January 20th last year. And when the president said Americans are dreamers too, first of all, we know the Democrats do not want to solve DACA, but their compassion, their care, their look to be caring is for illegals. Last night at the State of the Union address, there's two takeaways. Now, there were so many stories there that we don't have time, okay? But before the Americans are dreamers too, there's a couple things that we watched. Put up the picture that's called Otto's parents. Now, on a daily basis, I'm going to try. On a daily basis, we have to hear the left media, okay? And if you've been watching the show for a long time, I really got in depth in this story when it first took place. And these people get in, leave them up there. These people. First of all, let's go back just a little bit. Put up Otto. Just a picture that says Otto. Otto's this young man, young college student that went to North Korea and actually stole a sign or something, was going to steal a sign, put it in his bag. I forget the story. And because of this minor thing that you and I, okay, you remember the 4 UCLA basketball players that went to China? I'm going to put this into perspective, okay? It's got a couple little assholes with it, so excuse me for my language. You remember the 4 kids that went to China and got caught shoplifting? And Donald Trump was able to arrange for their release to come back home, these 4 basketball players. Remember that? Before he left China? You know, I am so damn sick and tired of people out there taking this man to task for his selfishness, for his ego. I mean, the list goes on. You see, there's a couple reasons why in China, these 4 ungrateful UCLA basketball players that shoplifted in China, there's a reason, a couple reasons why Donald Trump arranged for their release through the State Department while he was in China, okay? It's because they're American citizens. Now, if you're concerned about the 1.5 million people that he is going to make a pathway for, okay, be careful on that one. This man's heart lies with America first. Actions speak louder than words. See, those were 4 American citizens. And Donald Trump did not leave China without those 4 American citizens. Because although China is not North Korea, he did not want to leave 4 college students with just an ounce of the possibility of becoming the next Otto Warmbier. He didn't want to. So the 4 UCLA basketball players get home for shoplifting. Right? And the one basketball player's jackass dad had to run his mouth and said Trump didn't do anything. Well, if Trump would have put him on Air Force One, that's when I would have thought. I'm going to try to get through this story because I'm about damn tired of some of this bull crap. So the asshole dad, the jackass, said, well, if the president would have put my boy on Air Force One and flown him home, then I might say Trump did something for my boy. All he did, remember what the asshole said? All he did was shoplift a pair of sunglasses. That's it. Yo, we do that all the time. What's the big deal? He had a pair of sunglasses. Just pay the man for them. Come on home. See, that's what one dad said, that jackass. But that man right there, he wasn't going to leave China without those 4 UCLA basketball players. You need to get a grip of who that man is. You need to get a grip of understanding what's really in this man's heart. You see, he didn't want any of those basketball players to come home or be sent home to die like Otto Warmbier. You see, when Otto Warmbier went over to North Korea, he may be a young kid, God knows, 19, 20-year-old kids. Let's see, have we ever done anything we shouldn't have? On a dare, right? So he takes this sign and he's going to fold it up and he gets, I think, I'm doing it from memory, to the train station. He gets stopped in North Korea. He gets sentenced to hard labor. He is beaten brain dead. Brain dead. Barack Obama didn't bring Otto home. Barack Hussein Obama didn't bring Otto Warmbier home. We didn't hear when Otto Warmbier was over there and he was crying and he was at a table and he was crying and the North Koreans put him on display to embarrass America. We didn't see Barack Obama or MSNBC or Joe Scarborough's ass or Minka's ass and all of them saying, where is the diplomatic talks to get this young man home? We didn't see that, folks. No, we did not. They were too busy with a secret society. They were too busy doing their circle of corruption that we all know all too true in the deep state to worry about this kid. But you know, President of the United States brought Otto home, and he didn't forget about Otto Warmbier. So every time somebody comes up and talks about, you know, President saying Rocket Man or I've got a red button, and everybody's saying, oh my God, the diplomatic relations. Put up Otto's parents. You see, that's his mom and dad last night. Now, when you're invited, that's Mr. and Mrs. Warmbier. When you're invited to a State of the Union address, to sit in the gallery, obviously you have the opportunity to say no. Obviously you have the opportunity to say, no, I don't want my situation to be politicized. But no, they came to the chamber. And I want you to look at their faces. They brought their son home to Ohio to bury him, brain dead. But you know, at least President Donald Trump got him back on American soil. And at least these parents got to see their son alive. Thanks to Donald J. Trump. So let me tell you, you jackass dad of the basketball player that stole the pair of sunglasses in China, you maybe should look at this picture and rethink. Maybe jackass Americans out there everywhere needs to look at this picture and rethink of what America First stands. I didn't know if I could get through this one. I've got another one to do. There's several. But I was sitting there and I was looking at these parents, and I was looking at their faces, and I was thinking about that damn jackass. It said my son stole a pair of sunglasses. Put his ass on Air Force One. Well, I didn't see Barack Obama's ass drive Air Force One over to North Korea to get these parents' kid and get him back home. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be right back. I want to do one more. I'm sorry. Take us a break.